Hey everybody, it's Jenny, and I am here today to share with you how I planned as I went or plan as I go. I am using a couple of sticker sheets from Little Red Prints. I will link the shop in the notes below. And then I'm using some decorative stickers to go along with it from Let's Plan It. Those are Amanda Gorman quotes. She was the Youth Poet Laureate at the inauguration of Joe Biden. And then also a sheet of really fun circles from Alicia Michelle. I am putting down my 3 main clusters. Also right there, you could see I just took off. That is another sticky note from Stickeys. I shared that with you last week. It is a brand new Black woman-owned sticky note shop that I am really excited to know. They reached out to me and sent me some of these sticky notes. And you know what? They're great quality and there's a bunch of really cool designs, including those right there that had bullet points on it. So if you are eager, like I am, to support women-owned shops, Black-owned shops, then you will definitely want to check out the shop. She is opening for sales on May 1st. If it's not your thing, that is totally okay. They're just sticky notes, so you can obviously take what you like. I am going to start planning throughout the week. I am adding my activities you see right there. Oh, and those next week stickers. I've been just waiting for something like this, so I'm super excited about those. I will use those on Sundays at the lower right-hand corner to notate things that I need to keep in mind that are happening the following week. So really, honestly, either big events, trips, or due dates for projects, things like that. I'm adding the boxes mostly. I will obviously write directly on the page as well, but I am mostly adding boxes for the activities and then icon stickers because I love how they look. They're super cute, but then they also help the items stand out. So just, obviously these appointments are things that I need to get to or need to do for the most part. Otherwise I wouldn't write them down. And so I like to help them stand out as much as possible. You can see that this week's kit is sort of I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. It's sort of like a galaxy print. It's got it's kind of pastels, it's kind of bright colors. It's really sort of just in the middle. And I'm really excited because I'm using this purple mild liner, and that in of itself isn't really that noteworthy, except for this particular color is a little bit different. It's not a color you see used very often. And so being the weirdo that I am, I love using the mild liners that I don't ordinarily reach for. So obviously we all have colors that we're drawn to, and this color isn't one that I'd normally be like, yeah, let's pull out that little bit different purple. But it excites me to have it match this kit because then I can use it, and I love using the ones that I don't ordinarily use. It just makes me really excited. So I don't know. I'm a stash buster at heart. I can't help it. I like to use the things that I have. So if I have it, I want to use it. And that's exactly where this purple mild liner comes in. So I am alternating, as usual, writing on a sticker and writing directly on the page. I'm using icons indiscriminately. I use them on both things, but I like to alternate because I think that it gives good movement across the page. Like, it keeps you moving, looking at all of the things. And honestly, I like how both of them look. And so I couldn't pick one that I prefer because some weeks I like different things a little bit more than others. But honestly, I really like both of them. And so this is a perfect way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone by making it a little bit more functional and then also just using the things that I really like. So this is how I start the weeks. I pre-plan, I put down all the activities that I know about. So I don't always know about all the things going into the week. Sometimes things pop up or stuff like that. And so obviously I add those as they happen. But the things that I do know about, I like to add those right at the very beginning. And I know that's not what everybody else does. But for me, the reason I started planning was to make sure that I got to all the places that I needed to get to and got my family members there too. So this keeps me just really on track. Now this Simply Gilded washi goes really well. It's not a perfect match and the colors don't 100% match. So you might be looking at it thinking, I don't know about that. But to be perfectly honest, I thought by the end of the week when this all comes together that it really just sort of jives when there's so much on the page. And I love the washi too, so I was excited to get to use it. Now these are the Amanda Gorman stickers, and I knew that I wanted to pop a couple on at the start of the week, or one or something. Like I wanted to start the week with one. So I chose one and put it at the top. Okay, so now we're going to plan for Monday. So I go ahead and I add all the things from that day. So it would be other activities that popped up, things that I got done, happy mail. Just, I'm sort of really trying to keep a record or a diary of each day. So I will often, so right there, I needed to pick up a car at the car dealership being finished from service. So that got popped in there because it wasn't there last week. It was something that just sort of cropped up. Now I added that. And then I also like to add the errands that I run. So for example, I needed to do a return at Walmart. So I add that right there. Those are the types of things that I keep track of because this being sort of a memory planner of sorts, which is how I consider this planner, I like to document all of the little things because this is the planner that I'm going to put on my shelf. So at the end of the year, when I have a planner for each year, this is the one that will go there. It allows me to be creative and change up all the things in all my other planners and not feel guilty that I don't have one complete planner at the end of the year. Now, if you're wondering about the guilt, oh wait, look, okay, so this box right here, it's got 3 lines. I don't need it. I just want one. So I just cut it up. Sticker surgery, right? Just making them fit the needs. I knew that I had 6 of those boxes. So if I did need one of those later, I had plenty, but I really just wanted one little strip. And so there you go. I just cut it up. Anyway, I like to have one planner at the end of the year, but that doesn't allow me to be creative and switch back and forth. And I like to do that too. So this fills the need. I have one planner that I document all the things in, and then I can do whatever I want for everything else. And that works out really great for me. So maybe if you're struggling a little bit in that you like to change things up, or you like to have a little bit of variety, that type of things, maybe a photoless memory planner is for you too. All right, so I'm flipping through. I keep all of my functional, or what I consider to be functional stickers, in this one sticker book. So boxes and icons, basically. There are some text stickers like days of the week and things like that in here as well. But by and large, it's boxes and icons. And that really helps me because then I know where to look for things. Now, don't get me wrong. I still spend time flipping through, like finding the perfect sticker. But this helps me by just being a lot more organized. This week is a blend of, pastels, I guess. We're going to call them pastels, even though they're not really pastels. And I wanted the contrast of those black and white Amanda Gorman quote stickers. And so that's why I chose those, because I can understand where you'd be like, I don't know, but I really wanted them to pop. And so this color palette, I felt like really allowed that to happen because the colors aren't complete pastels, but they're also not bright, like true primary colors either. So it really was kind of a win-win as far as I was concerned. See right there, that's where I used the 3 boxes all together, but they are super skinny. And so they worked out for trimming just one little edge off too. They're just different than single box stickers or traditional half box stickers like the one I used for where I wrote Andy Poker on Monday. And then couldn't forget my little icon sticker, could I? And then, you know what, just for funsies, I added a lunch date sticker because I've had these a long time. And obviously in the past year, there have been no lunch dates. So, I might as well use them. So since my son had one, I used it. All right, so now Wednesday is the anomaly day of the week where I really don't have very many plans. There's not really usually a ton going on. And let's be clear, I am not wishing that away because I love my Wednesdays. But I am going to go ahead and add an Amanda Gorman quote down at the bottom, and it's going to tie into the other decorative boxes that were already there. So we're just adding upon or building upon that cluster that's already there. And then I'm going to work around that and then work up. Obviously, I'm doing right below. And with the plans that happened for the week. This way that will allow me to have a big decorative section elsewhere, so not directly upon that quote. Now, can you see what I meant by the purple highlighter? And it just works so perfectly. I love it. It's just such a great color and it really does blend. Now, I gave my dog a bath on Wednesday, which is a feat, and that's why it needed to be notated as such. So I wrote bath really big, just did that typical letter with the extra downstroke so I could do the coloring in there. And then I'm going to add the tiniest bit of brush lettering right above it. These are the Marvy Le Pen Flex. So they're a brush lettering pen by Le Pen. And I love them because they have a rubber tip. And that sounds kind of weird, but moving on from that, they aren't going to fray. And so that part is awesome. Now I'm adding a few little hand-drawn bubbles as well, and I really actually love how that turned out. So I very well may choose to use that again in the future. Now you can see I'm just also adding a full box right there, and we've got the bottom part all filled in. So you can see that there's now a section at the top that is blank. So I'm going to layer one of those circle stickers, we haven't used one yet, and the quote sticker at the top to add another little decorative cluster. See, now right now I have 3 of them on there. I'm sure I'll use more as the week goes on, but I'm loving it, and I'm loving just how they really stand out right there. Now Thursdays, tend to be a busier day for me. There's usually practices and games and things like that. Both of my younger sons are in person school for all of 2 hours. And so I write all of these things down here on Thursdays. And so that's why you'll see in the end that it's pretty full, but I am still alternating between writing directly on the page and then also using the box stickers from this kit that I purchased. Now you can see I finished cutting up the rest of that box because I just wanted that thin little sticker to notate the shopping activity that I had right there. I also added the little shopping cart. I went into Michael's, and can you believe I only purchased one thing? I actually don't go to Michael's very often. I try to stay out of the craft stores, if you want to be perfectly honest. Now look how cute that is. Just another one of those little stickers down at the bottom. And then I will add a little bit of lettering also. Side note, I always just write the tip off, like rub right on the other, like a scratch paper or whatever, just to get the black from any pen that might have bled over into the tip because it drives me crazy. So that kind of works out. But I had that happen with the writing down at the bottom. And this happens a lot more when I use the Papermate Flare. If I use a Sarasa Dry, that doesn't usually seem to happen too much. So now we're starting on Friday, and you can see right there that is that little with the 3 check boxes, but I'm not using them for check boxes, obviously. I just like it because it's a little tiny bit bigger and allows me to write just a little bit more information with just being a tiny bit bigger. Now I also added the little icon and made it ever so slightly more fun. And you can see that we now have a few more spaces to fill, but I don't really have that many things to do because it's Friday. Now, I am so weird. Sometimes like I'm thinking about 2 things at once. So you saw I put down that quarter box sticker, but then before I even wrote in it, I went and I did the highlighter. I don't know why I do that, but I often do that actually. It's because I'm sort of thinking of these things all together, like how it's going to all, I don't know, how they work together versus each individual piece sometimes. So that just made the most sense to me at the time. Now you can see I still have a nice big chunk of white space. So I'm going to fill that with another one of the Amanda Gorman quotes. But when I do that, I'm going to layer it with one of those Circle Alicia and Michelle stickers because I just really wanted to sort of pull in that round shape. Now, obviously I needed to write down this activity before I could do that, but I'm really excited about the decorative element. I also sort of tilted it ever so slightly when I laid it down just to make it fit a little bit better and cover this space. So now you can see I'm leaving it up a little bit, and I'm going to plop that circle sticker right behind there. So appears that the section that I am using for this seems to be really super bright, and I'm not sure why that happened. So again, I apologize. It just happens sometimes, but we are just doing the same thing over and over again. We are adding the highlighted sections, and I like to notate the things that my whole family does because, again, it's really not just my story. These planners really are sort of family planners, and so I do like to try to add the activities of everybody if possible. So you will see all of my sons and my husband, even though now two of my sons are adults, which is crazy, but I still add some of their stuff, not everything, but I still add some of their items to the planner because, especially right now with COVID, like doing things still seems like such a huge event that it feels really noteworthy. And honestly, they'll be gone before I know it. I won't be writing their activities in my planner anymore anyway, so it all kind of works together as far as I'm concerned. So I'm just adding the little bits and pieces, and then we will go ahead and add another little decorative bit, or not a decorative bit, I'm sorry, a functional little box, and then I will write the Happy Mail in there. And again, it probably seems random. I probably don't need to include Happy Mail. It's not really part of the story, but I enjoy documenting it, so I figure that's good enough. Now I'm going to add some of these Alicia Michelle stickers. I wanted a cluster of 3 of them up on Saturday. I let it spill into Sunday a little bit. And then I added the one down at the bottom on Saturday as well, not only to just sort of tie in together all of the different pieces, because you can see that the visual triangle between the 3 times I used them, Wednesday morning, Saturday night, and then at the top of Saturday. But I just love that it really continues to bring all of that together and makes it all feel like it's meant to be. So that is it for me this week. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment box below, and I will do my very best to get back to you. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.